I know Tank is the big fish, but who's the great B-side out there for him?
I don't know. I mean, all these guys are kind of the same. To me, all of these guys are very good fighters. Shakur's a very good fighter. Frank Martin's a very good fighter. Who else we got in the division? In that division.
At 35, yeah, that's the main fight now.
Yeah,
if we're
Lomachenko's still a good fighter.
Shakur.
Yeah, Lomachenko's still a good fighter. The other little young up-and-coming...
Abdullah Mason, but he's young. Yeah.
No, not him.
Keyshawn.
Keyshawn's a good fighter.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good, young, talented fighters out there. That division is very healthy. Very healthy.
So, yeah, just I'm just trying to think would be, well, Shakur, is that a big fight now? Is it getting closer to being
Any
big?
fight that Tank Davis in is a big fight.
How do you think Tank will give him problems that he hasn't seen yet from his former fights?
Well, Tank is a different animal because he's never seen anything like Tank Davis. You know, Tank Davis has the combination of speed, power. You know, he has a great chin. He can do it all. He's a complete fighter. And come April 22nd, again, he's going to give the fans exactly what they want to see.
What do you want to see? What would you love to see? This going off script for me. What would you love to see in the fight? Obviously a Tank win, but what kind of fight would you love to see?
A Tank knockout.
Okay.
Yeah, do what he normally does.
Yeah.
You know, on the biggest stage, you know, against a huge opponent, you know, and that's what it's all about, giving the fans exactly what they want to see.
He has a hit list, and he's going to get every one of these guys who y'all say are the top guys. Trust me, Shakur's going to get that work. He asking for it, he going to get that work. But it ain't what he think it is. It ain't what he think it is. I can't...
See, the thing is with Tank, who I think is a brilliant fighter, right? So exciting, very heavy-handed. He loses a lot of rounds, right? He lost rounds against Frank Martin. He lost rounds against Ryan Garcia. He lost rounds against Pitbull Cruz. And these are all guys that aren't on the same level as Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson. So he has to put a dent in these people, otherwise he'll get beat. But he does put a dent in them because he punches really hard, and Tank's not just a puncher, he's got a good boxing IQ as well. I just don't think he's technically, or the IQ is as good as Lomachenko or as good as Shakur Stevenson. But can he put a dent in them? Because I promise you this, if he don't stop these people, he will be behind at nearly every junction of those fights, Lomachenko included. I think he stops Lomachenko, but he'll be behind.
When did you see that in Tank? Even the possibility of him becoming like a megastar that he is now? Was there a fight or a moment where you're like, damn, he's that guy?
The Pedraza fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's kind of one that sticks out in my mind too, because nobody's kicked Pedraza's ass like Tank did.
Yeah, no. That was an incredible performance, and to be so young.
He had like 50 rounds or something.
12 or 13 months. 12 or 13 months. Before that, we had signed him. He's the real deal.
Haven't I been saying all along, you guys have not seen what a terrific boxer Tank is. And that's what I'm saying. What's the one thing, something else I've been saying, he's a complete fighter. You know, and that's the makeup of a complete fighter.
You also said levels.
Yeah, in this level.
Is he pound for pound the best fighter in the world right now?
And you know, again, who's been saying that all along?
In the brutal world of professional boxing, strong defense is often seen as the key to survival. But everything changes when a defensive genius steps into the ring with a dangerous puncher who only needs one perfect shot to end the fight instantly. For years, fans have argued over who would win between one of boxing's smartest defensive fighters and one of the sport's deadliest knockout artists. Many people see the matchup as completely even, but Leonard Ellerbe strongly disagrees. The longtime face behind Mayweather Promotions believes this is not a close fight at all. In his view, it would be a slow and controlled beatdown, where the outcome is already decided long before the final bell rings.
Shakur is a quick boxer, a good guy, but do you think he would engage you enough that make it an entertaining fight? Or if you fought him, do you feel like it would be a bad fight because you'd be chasing him all night?
You know how it would go. Everybody in this room would know how it would go. You know what I mean? But I guess it'd be good for the sport if we fight. Now,
the growing tension around this dream matchup exploded during a heated face-to-face exchange between two of boxing's biggest executives. Eddie Hearn stood strongly behind his newest star, praising the fighter's once-in-a-generation talent, elite skills, and incredible fight IQ inside the ring. Point 3.
Are we ever going to see you two get together and make that fight happen, the fight that everybody wants to see?
Tank will be back before the end of the year. We're looking at a couple guys right now, but he'll be back before the end of the year. As it relates to the Shakur Stevenson fight, Tank wants him. Tank wants him. But it's all about the timing of everything. All about the timing.
I feel that we've got a 2-fight plan with Shakur. Hopefully extends Joe Cordina, Zepeda in February. I think that Tank against Shakur is one of the biggest fights in the sport. I think Tank is so exceptional, it's going to take someone as good as Shakur to give him a real fight.
But Leonard Ellerbe did far more than disagree. He completely shut down the entire argument right there in the moment. Ignoring all the hype and promotion, Ellerbe made it clear that the defensive star simply cannot survive in the ring with a dangerous fighterless fifth like Gervonta Davis, believing Tank's power and pressure would eventually become too much to handle.
I love that.
What? Shakur can't beat Tank.
I disagree.
He beat all the mother fighters.
I disagree.
He can't Tank.
I disagree.
Tank
loses rounds.
Tank decides to do what he wants to in certain fights.
Me and you could have a big bet on that fight.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I think Shakur's the man to beat him.
Shakur cannot Tank. He's a very good fighter. A lot of respect for him, what he's done in the ring. Got a good team around him, but he can't Tank. Can't beat Tank.
I disagree with you on that.
Can't beat Tank.
Your point when it comes to making a big fight with Tank is you feel like the opponent has to draw a certain amount at the bottom. How close or how far away is Shakur from that moment?
I don't want to get into those details. I mean, obviously, he's won every fight that he's had in the ring, but the business is always different. You know, we all know what Tank brings to the table. Tank, every time he comes out, you get this. You know, so he's going to keep on doing what he's doing. Inevitably, those two will meet in the ring.
This was not ordinary promoter trash talk meant to create headlines. Leonard Ellerbe was giving a serious warning based on years of watching Gervonta Davis destroy top fighters and world champions with brutal knockout power. Ellerbe made it clear that lasting 12 rounds takes more than just avoiding punches. A fighter also has to make the opponent respect the danger coming back at them. In his view, that is exactly where the entire defensive style starts falling apart against someone as explosive and dangerous as Tank.
Definitely happens.
I agree with you. I'll say something about Shakur. His fire has been dampened for a long time by people that knew he was going. Right? He did a big gate in Newark. He was the highest rated fight on ESPN this year. Shakur does big numbers, but they didn't want to tell everyone that he does big numbers. If we keep building him and he comes up against a commercial giant like Tank, Shakur against Tank is one of the great all-American fights and one of the biggest fights in boxing.
He's got some of the mainstream media starting to talk, whether it's good or bad.
I haven't had. Again, he's a good fighter. He's a good fighter. What more you want me to say? He's a good fighter. He just can't beat Tank.
I think your guy needs challenges because he's that good.
He challenges himself.
There's nobody who's out there.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now Las Vegas.
The boxing world has started raising those same concerns in recent months. Critics have questioned whether the fighter's style has become too focused on safety instead of total control and dominance. While moving, avoiding shots, and scoring points may work well against regular contenders, many believe that approach becomes dangerous against a patient knockout artist who keeps moving forward without fear. They argue that constantly stepping backward gives up control of the ring little by little, allowing the pressure fighter to slowly take over the fight. Against someone who carefully hunts for openings and never rushes, simply hiding behind defense can eventually lead to serious trouble. According to critics, a cautious style works perfectly until you face an opponent powerful enough to ignore your offense and continue walking you down without hesitation.
I can't imagine a way Shakur can beat Tank. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying with these eyes, I can't see it. Here's my thing. The one thing Shakur has, he's not. Shakur has slickness. but he's not slick. The best way to explain this is Devin Haney. Devin Haney isn't slick. He's athletic, but he's not slick. Who's slick is Tank. Tank was in there swimming without getting wet and countering. He's actually the slick fighter. Shakur is elusive, but not slick. And here's the thing. He also doesn't hit hard enough to hurt Tank. And he won't open up enough because he will be intimidated by Tank. Tank will knock him out. If that fight's made, I'll put 10,000 on Tank for the...
This is where the scary idea of real knockout power becomes so important. To stop an aggressive and intelligent puncher from constantly moving forward, a fighter must carry enough power to make the opponent hesitate before attacking. Leonard Ellerbe believes his knockout star is built differently from everyone else in the division. In his eyes, Gervonta Davis fights with non-stop hunger and intensity, like a man who still has everything to prove. Without the fear of serious damage coming back at him, a dangerous puncher can stay patient for all 12 rounds while slowly studying every movement and mistake. He can give away a few early rounds, take some jabs, and quietly gather information until the perfect moment appears. Once the timing is fully understood, the entire fight changes instantly. A fighter like Tank does not need to dominate every second or win every exchange. He only needs one opening to trap his opponent, raise the pressure, and land the type of devastating shot that makes the judges irrelevant.
My opinion, well, I'm not gonna say nobody, but I'm gonna tell you like this. The guy that has the best chance in beating Shakur Stevenson is Gervonta Tank Davis. I know there's people out there that have been frustrated with Gervonta Tank Davis. Yo, he doesn't give us the fight that we all want to see. At the end of the day, man, Gervonta Tank Davis wins have aged well, have aged better than any other wins in the sport of boxing within their contemporaries. Gervonta Tank Davis has the athleticism, the IQ, the accuracy, the reflexes. That if Gervonta Tank Davis want to come 100%, let me tell you like this, man, it's very, very hard to beat him. And let me tell you why I'm going to say that Gervonta Tank Davis is the front runner to, if anybody has a great chance of being Shakur Stevenson, will be Gervonta Tank Davis. I've spoken to all these guys, you know what I'm saying? Privately, I've done interviews with these guys. From T.O. to Haney to Shakur, they all say, and even Ryan Garcia at the time, they all say that the guy to beat, the guy that's better than anybody, when you ask them a question, who's the best out of all of them? What's the biggest challenge out of all of them? They all said Gervonta Tank Davis. So regardless what the fans feel, regardless what the fans feel, regardless what I feel, regardless what you feel, regardless what the pundits feel, the media, whatever, when you speak to these guys privately, because they all know Gervonta Tank Davis, they always say Tank is the guy. I've asked Teofimo Lopez, I said, you know, from all of these guys, who's the number one? He said Tank. Shakur Stevenson have said Tank. Devin Haney in the past have said Tank.
Away from the cameras and public interviews, a major battle is happening behind the scenes over the business side of making this fight happen. Boxing is known for difficult negotiations and ruthless politics, and the huge new deal signed with a rival promotion has only made the situation even more complicated. Both sides have started throwing accusations at each other about who is really delaying the mega fight. Some insiders believe the constant negotiations, public pressure, and claims about avoiding the matchup are all part of a strategy designed to build more hype and increase the future pay-per-view value of the event.
They had a back and forth on X, and at the end of it, Shakur was like, yeah, it's over. I mean, he's not going to fight me. He's not interested. So I'm not interested. Don't ask me about that again. And I'm totally with him on that. So yeah, him putting that extra, and plus we don't know what's going on with Tank right now. So, you know, he has a lot of things to deal with. It's easy to say F him right now anyway, right? But I lost interest when Tank lost interest, Shakur lost interest. Listen, I mean, fighting Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, I always saw Teofimo Lopez as like a Tank Davis kind of. Like the way I've always compared them to, except for Teofimo Lopez is a big guy. And with Shakur moving up to fight Teofimo Lopez, I'm kind of fine. Like, I get it. You know, if they were to ever fight, of course that'd be amazing, but it's nothing that I don't like the back and forth on Twitter. I'm gonna tell you, if guys are going back and forth like, you punch first, you punch, no, you hit me, well, hit his hand, I start to lose interest. So I'm with Shakur on that. Forget about it.
Others believe the delay is completely intentional, serving as a mental strategy to frustrate the other side and test their patience before the fight is even signed. While the promoters continue playing a dangerous business game behind closed doors, the fighters keep exchanging shots online through social media and interviews. All of it is building real tension and personal hatred between both camps, making it clear that if the contracts are finally signed, the bad blood surrounding this matchup will explode the moment they step into the ring.
You have been on the record saying that Shakur Stevenson beats Tank. This is like for years. It's like the last 4 or 5 years. Did that fight against Lamont Roach kind of cement that in your mind? Like, nah, like, did you see anything? No, like, yo, Shakur definitely, like, without a doubt, beats him.
Yeah, because Shakur, Lamont is a good fighter, but he's not. Shakur's a better boxer. Shakur's a better boxer. And again, like I was just saying about Tank giving away rounds, you can't give away 2 and 3 rounds to Shakur because you're not gonna get them rounds back.
Did that fight make you look at Keyshawn versus Tank differently?
I don't know. I don't know because I don't. Keyshawn is not a masterful boxer like Shakur. Now Shakur, some people say Shakur run or box, but as an opponent, ain't that your job to catch him? Ain't that your job to work on not letting him run or cutting the ring off? That's your job. So you can't say that the fighter runs all the time, or he's running, or he ran. It's your job to cut the ring off. If you go into that fight knowing that he's going to move around and he's going to, like, it's your job to cut the ring off. That's what you should be working on again. Don't lose and then make up the excuse that he ran. Because then now you're just making excuses.
Have already seen what can happen when flashy speed and athletic talent collide with calm, calculated destruction inside the ring. A recent mega fight became a serious warning for fighters who depend too heavily on movement and natural ability to survive against elite power. The taller and faster opponent entered the fight full of confidence, promising an exciting knockout victory. But instead, he was slowly broken down round after round. His speed and explosiveness were shut down by smart defense, painful body shots, and perfect timing. The Predator stayed patient through the early pressure, waited for the right opening, and finally ended the fight with one crushing shot to the body. Leonard Ellerbe looks at that performance and believes the same outcome could happen to anyone trying to outbox a fighter who combines elite ring IQ with fight-ending power in both hands. In his view, the trap is always there, and sooner or later, every opponent eventually falls into it.
Holding is part of boxing.
Oh, no, I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's experience. That's experience.
To get out of trouble, yeah.
And Tank remained calm throughout it all. Calm, took his time, and that's what it's about, taking your time. When you're in these championship fights, you know, it's not always about getting something back right then. It's like, you know, it's just experience, and Tank has a lot of experience. He's a complete fighter. And again, Ryan Garcia is a terrific competitor.
After that, it seemed like Ryan started to, he slowed down. He didn't get over aggressive, and then Tank started to box and win the rounds. Did you see the stoppage coming? Because when Ryan got stopped, his nose got busted up, and it seemed like he was going to get up, but, you know, he just kind of just said.
Again, and it's no disrespect to Ryan, but Tank has a lot of experience, and that's what it comes down to. It's really what it comes down to.
I heard you talk about the levels. Did Tank just show that he's just on another level?
Yeah, and he'll continue to show that because, again, he gets better and better with each fight. Can't fight everybody in one night, but again, this is just another notch under his belt, And
there is also a much darker side to this possible showdown that rarely gets talked about during major broadcasts. One of boxing's most controversial topics is the use of rehydration clauses, something many people inside the sport quietly discuss behind the scenes. Rumors often spread about superstar fighters using their power and influence during negotiations to force strict weight restrictions on opponents, making it harder for them to fully recover before fight night. Many experienced voices in boxing have questioned how strong and energetic a fighter can truly be after struggling so hard with the scale while also trying to prepare for one of the biggest fights of their career.
You was someone on your team, what's the thought behind it?
He's a bigger fighter. He's a bigger fighter and he's only growing. Why would I fight somebody that's already, you see how he was coming from like 170, 180. Why would I try to, not have a rehydration clause in there, so you could go back up to 150, 160 around the time we fight? No, I'm not dumb. People want you to be a dumbass. That's not being smart.
Gervonta Tank Davis is next level. His IQ, this guy is next level strategist. All right. The mind games that he's playing on Ryan Garcia, you have to take into account that I'm not sure if you guys really see this, but Ryan Garcia is extremely transparent with his emotions.
The tale as old as time is don't judge a book by its cover. It's within a person. It's not what they see outwardly. It's within you. And I think that's the biggest misconception about myself and social media. It's like, there's a true fighter within me that you're going to see come fight now.
He's extremely authentic with how he feels. He wears his emotions on his sleeves, making him the perfect opponent for how Gervonta Tank Davis strategized. And it's so next level, I'm sure that he's getting coached by Floyd Mayweather on how to approach this fight and how to beat it from beginning to end. How to win, from beginning to end. Look, let me tell you. To give a guy a rehydration clause at a catch weight. Hold on, just hold on real quick. Usually the catch weight is the compromise, right? The catch weight is the compromise. I don't even think Floyd Mayweather had Canelo Alvarez do a rehydration clause at the catch weight. Confirm that for me. Please in the comments, confirm that, because I didn't look this up. I was just trying to recall. At 136, that's the compromise, the catch weight. Then you have the rehydration clause. That is dope. When Tank has actually fought at 140, Tank has fought at 140. And Mario Barrios, he didn't say, Mario Barrios, you need a rehydration. If anybody would, it would be Mario Barrios. Mario Barrios, right after that, went straight to 147. No rehydration clause for him. And you can say, well, Tank Davis is afraid. No.
The business side of boxing usually gives a huge advantage to the bigger star and proven moneymaker. That means before the fight even begins, a highly technical fighter could already be dealing with a major physical disadvantage. If weight restrictions and tough conditions leave them drained, they may not have the stamina or energy needed to survive a difficult 12-round battle against a powerful puncher who keeps applying pressure from start to finish.
Yeah, I was peeping and I seen how people was mad over the rehydration clause in order for you to fight Devin Haney. When you made that comment, yeah, a lot of people was mad over that.
Yeah, it's crazy. They sit there and tell you like, oh, so other fighters had a rehydration clause and you had a problem with it. At that point in time, yeah, because at the end of the day, you fighting at a weight class that you fight at. If I'm at 135 or 140 and I put a rehydration clause on somebody when it's like, bro, I'm fighting at this weight already, that don't make sense. But I'm a 126 pounder. That's where I started at. Going up all the way to 147, and I'm not even a real 47. I'm nowhere near that. Like, the guys at 47, they walk around 25, 30 pounds bigger than me. If I'm going to fight them, just like you watched Conor Benn, nobody had a problem when Conor Benn just whooped Chris Eubank ass. And when he whooped his ass, you could clearly see the fighter was dead. Nobody had a problem. They loved it. They sat there. Oh, Conor Benn is so great. He's so good. So if I say I'm going to fight Conor Benn at 147, but I want the same rehydration clause that he put on Eubank, what's the problem with that? Then they going to say, oh, well, if you fight Conor Benn, you'll fight Devin Haney. So I'm like, shit, I will fight Devin Haney. Give me the same shit that Conor Benn that I'm asking for with Conor Benn. That if they accept that, then, but it's like so many people just hate on me so much to where they want me to act like I'm contradicting myself. They want me to feel like I'm saying something out of the ordinary, but no, I'm saying something that's fact.
In the end, this matchup captures one of the most exciting battles in all of combat sports. It is the classic clash between a slick, untouchable technician and a relentless destroyer with fight-ending power. One fighter depends on elite boxing IQ, smooth footwork, and smart movement to control the action and outclass opponents over every round. The other brings non-stop pressure, incredible patience, and terrifying knockout power designed to break opponents down and finish the fight instantly. Leonard Ellerbe continues to believe that no level of athletic skill or defensive brilliance can fully protect a fighter from someone like Gervonta Davis, a dangerous finisher who understands exactly how to trap opponents and close the distance. That leaves one powerful question hanging over the entire debate. In a fight between a boxer who cannot afford even one mistake and a puncher who only needs one perfect moment, who is truly closer to danger? We would love to hear your breakdown of the fight. So let us know in the comments if Shakur Stevenson has the skills to shut down Tank and his explosive power. That is all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss future updates. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.